Have you ever watched a movie, a science fiction epic perhaps? You see an astronaut or a deep-sea explorer, they are submerged, completely underwater, or in some strange alien fluid, yet they are breathing, calmly, effortlessly. Think of the movie. Remember that scene? A character, Lindsay Brigman, breathes a pink, oxygenated fluid. It looks terrifying at first, then strangely peaceful. This idea, liquid breathing, captures our imagination, doesn't it? But is this just Hollywood magic? Pure fantasy spun from writers' dreams? Or could there be a spark of truth? A tiny seed of scientific possibility? We humans are air breathers. Our lungs are made for gases. The thought of filling them with liquid seems wrong, dangerous even, yet science fiction often paves the way. It asks, what if? It pushes us to dream beyond the known, and sometimes those dreams hint at future realities. So, we must ask, could humans truly breathe liquid? The concept itself is startling. Imagine your lungs filled with fluid, not drowning but sustaining life. The story of liquid breathing is quite a ride. So, what exactly do we mean by liquid breathing? It sounds straightforward, breathing liquid, not air. But it's more complex than just taking a gulp of water. That, as we all know, leads to a rather unpleasant outcome: drowning. No, this is about a special kind of liquid, a liquid carefully chosen for its unique properties, one that can carry enough oxygen to keep us alive, and allow us to exhale carbon dioxide, the waste gas. Why would anyone even think of doing this? We have lungs that work perfectly well with air, most of the time. The air around us is about 21% oxygen. Our bodies are exquisitely adapted to extract that oxygen. But there are situations where air isn't ideal, or even safe. Think of extreme pressures deep in the ocean, or the crushing G-forces of rapid space acceleration. Could liquid offer an advantage in these hostile environments? The fundamental challenge is oxygen. Oxygen is life. Air is light. It's easy to move in and out of our lungs. Liquids are much denser, heavier. Water, for instance, holds very little dissolved oxygen compared to air. That's why fish need gills, with huge surface areas. Our lungs are marvels of biological engineering. They are like delicate, branching trees of tiny sacs, alveoli. This is where the magic happens: gas exchange. Oxygen from the air we inhale passes into our blood. Carbon dioxide from our blood passes out into the air we exhale. This exchange relies on diffusion, gases moving from high to low concentration. But these lungs evolved over eons to handle air, a gas, not a sloshing, heavy liquid. Or did they? Enter the perfluorocarbons, or PFCs. These are our heroes in this story. PFCs are synthetic compounds, carbon atoms bonded with fluorine atoms. These bonds are incredibly strong, making PFCs very stable. They don't burn easily, they don't react chemically with body tissues, and crucially, they can dissolve huge amounts of oxygen. Think of them like a molecular sponge soaking up oxygen. Some PFCs can hold 3 times more oxygen than our own blood, and 20 times more than air by volume under certain conditions. So how do these PFCs work their magic inside the lungs? If you fill the lungs with an oxygen-rich PFC liquid, the oxygen can diffuse from the PFC across the alveolar walls into the bloodstream, just like it does from air. Similarly, carbon dioxide can diffuse from the blood. The journey into liquid breathing didn't start in Hollywood. It began in the world of science, decades ago. In the 1960s, Dr. Leland Clark Jr. had an idea. He worked with perfluorocarbons, noticing their high gas solubility and ability to carry oxygen. Could animals breathe these liquids? He is called the father of liquid ventilation. His curiosity set the stage. In 1966, he conducted a famous experiment. A mouse was submerged in oxygenated perfluorocarbon. It struggled, then began to breathe. It lived for hours, fully submerged. Then it survived breathing air again. This was a landmark experiment. It proved mammals could breathe liquid, as long as it was oxygenated, and carbon dioxide was removed. The mouse's lungs extracted oxygen from the liquid. Alveoli functioned even when filled with fluid. This wasn't just theory anymore. Section 5. Human Trials, Brave Volunteers in a Fluid World. Moving from animal studies to human trials is a giant leap. It's a path filled with ethical considerations and safety concerns. The potential benefits must outweigh the risks, especially when dealing with something as fundamental as breathing. Researchers proceeded with extreme caution. The first human applications were not the full immersion seen in movies. Instead, they focused on a technique called partial liquid ventilation, or PLV. This seemed a safer, more manageable first step for human patients. In partial liquid ventilation, the lungs are not completely filled. Instead, a volume of perfluorocarbon liquid is instilled into the lungs, usually about the same volume as a normal breath. The patient then continues to breathe with a mechanical ventilator. The ventilator pushes oxygen gas through the PFC liquid already in the lungs. This combines some benefits of liquid and gas ventilation. The PFC helps to open up collapsed parts of the lung. It can improve oxygen exchange and reduce lung injury. This PLV approach found a crucial application in treating premature infants with severe respiratory distress syndrome. Section 6. Miracle Medicine, Liquid Ventilation in Hospitals. Beyond premature babies, where else could liquid ventilation help? One major area of interest is acute respiratory distress syndrome, or ARDS. ARDS is a severe lung condition. It can be caused by infections, trauma, or pneumonia. The lungs become inflamed, they fill with fluid, gas exchange plummets. Patients struggle for every breath. It has a high mortality rate, a truly devastating condition. Mechanical ventilators are life support, but they can also cause further lung injury. Pressurizing already damaged lungs can be a double-edged sword. This is where partial liquid ventilation, or PLV, shows promise for ARDS. The PFC liquid can do several things that gas ventilation cannot. It can help recruit collapsed alveoli, popping them open gently. This increases the surface area available for gas exchange. The liquid can also wash out inflammatory debris from the lungs like a gentle lavage, cleaning the airways. And PFCs may have anti-inflammatory properties themselves. Section 7. Beyond Earth liquid breathing for astronauts and deep divers. Let's shift our gaze from hospitals to more extreme frontiers, outer space, and the crushing depths of our oceans. Could liquid breathing be the key to exploring these realms? Consider space travel, the launch into orbit, or high-speed maneuvers. Astronauts experience immense acceleration forces, G-forces. These forces can make it hard to breathe. Air-filled lungs can even collapse under extreme Gs. The density difference between lung tissue and air is part of the problem. Now imagine an astronaut encased in a pod, their lungs filled with a PFC liquid of similar density to body tissues. This liquid support could cushion the lungs, preventing them from collapsing under high G forces. It could allow astronauts to withstand much greater acceleration. This could revolutionize spacecraft design and mission profiles. Some science fiction, like the series, depicts this vividly. Characters endure high G burns submerged in breathable liquid. Pure sci-fi for now, but an intriguing idea. Then there's deep sea diving, a realm of immense pressure. Section 8. The Hurdles and Hazards. Why we're not fish yet. Despite the exciting possibilities, many challenges remain. Liquid breathing is not as simple as it sounds or looks in movies. One major hurdle is the sheer effort of breathing liquid. PFCs are dense, much denser than air. Imagine trying to suck a thick milkshake through a thin straw. That gives you some idea of the work involved. Our respiratory muscles are not designed for this heavy lifting. Fatigue would set in quickly for a conscious, unassisted person. Another significant problem is carbon dioxide, or CO2, removal. While PFCs are excellent at dissolving and carrying oxygen, they are not quite as efficient at carrying CO2. Our bodies produce CO2 constantly as a waste product of metabolism. It must be removed effectively to prevent acidosis, a dangerous condition. In air breathing, CO2 readily diffuses into the alveoli and is exhaled. With liquid breathing, especially total liquid ventilation, ensuring adequate CO2 clearance is tough. This might require mechanical assistance to actively flush the CO2-laden PFCs. Then, there are the potential side effects and long-term concerns. While PFCs are generally considered biologically inert, some small amounts can be retained in the body for extended periods, in tissues like the liver and spleen. Section 9. Conclusion. The future of breathing, a liquid dream or approaching reality. We've journeyed from sci-fi visions to pioneering labs. Liquid breathing. It stretches the imagination. Decades of research show it's not just fiction. Animal studies proved mammals can extract oxygen from liquids. Human trials with partial liquid ventilation show promise. In 2025, it's promising for ARDS and premature infants. It supports fragile lungs when conventional methods struggle. But it's not yet a universal standard. Researchers are refining techniques and fluids. Full liquid breathing, like in movies, remains speculative. The challenges are immense. We're not becoming amphibious humans yet. The dream of swimming through the cosmos is distant. But science never stops asking what if. What seems impossible today might be commonplace tomorrow.